Hello everyone and welcome back to round 11 of the F1 1998 career mode. Yes, we're back this weekend here for the Hungarian Grand Prix, of course. If you missed out on the last video that went live from Silverstone earlier on in the week, I would highly recommend going back and checking it out. And yeah, of course, because the Bahrain Grand Prix was yesterday, and what a bit of a snoozer it was, we're back today with some hopefully far more exciting and unpredictable racing. Max Verstappen, it looks like he's going to be controlling the show once again IRL, but in this series, there is still a four-way scrap for the Drivers' Championship with just 6 races to go there. Michael Schumacher leads the way, just 8 points clear of his teammate Eddie Irvine, 12 points covering our top 4 at the top of the table there, and we are currently in 9th place there, 34 points to our name. And of course, this was the track where just 1 year ago, Arrows narrowly missed out on a breakthrough victory. Of course, luckily we were able to get that win in Malaysia earlier on in slightly dubious circumstances in this series as well there. But yeah, we're trying to hit 125,000 subscribers at the moment, so please do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed as well. And yeah, let's head then here to the Hungaroring. Well, I must admit then, quite nice to be heading into a qualifying session where it isn't raining for a change. I think it's about the first time in 4 Grand Prix we've had a dry qualifying session in this series. But let's see how we get on here. I must admit, actually, normally I hate the Hungaroring. This car doesn't actually feel too bad. I guess just because these cars were so light and nimble back in the day, that it makes this venue a lot more fun to drive. Well, that being said, though, as we make our way out the first couple of corners, the timing's telling me a very, very different story here. Already 1.4 seconds back as Coulthard and Hakkinen trade fastest at the front. Please don't say I'm going to end up on the back row of the grid here just because I've got no pace after I hype myself up. I really have put a focus on downforce for this venue today. And of course, I mean, it is the Hungaroring, Monaco without the barriers. So we lost a lot less time in Sector 2, but it might mean that making overtakes today are going to be tremendously difficult as well. There is out of the final corner. I don't think we're starting on the back row of the grid. In fact, I think we're going to be best of the back markers. P15 here. I'm quite happy with that. Well, there we go. Ferrari, potentially this is now where we start to see them fumble lay on in the campaign there. Coulthard ahead of Hakkinen on the front row, but Fisichella and Villeneuve getting the better of Eddie Irvine. And Jean Alesi, of course, the man that Michael Schumacher replaced at Ferrari all those years ago as well, getting ahead of their new number 1. So yeah, World Championship leader Michael Schumacher will start this one down in 7th place. We're not that far away from the Stewarts and the Jordans here either, so maybe, a bit like we've had a few times this season, if we can get a bit of a miracle, then we can try and score a point or two. But 7/10 clear of Pedro De La Rosa. I'm very, very happy with that qualifying pace, but fingers crossed we can carry it into the Grand Prix. Quickly though, before we get into this video, I want to thank all of the names you see on your screen. Without their continued support of the channel, none of the work we do here would be possible. And if you want to get your name featured on this list, you can click the join button or click the Patreon link down in my description below and support the channel from just £1 a month. You will also get access to weekly updates about everything going on behind the scenes, and also occasionally some early previews on videos. So yeah, a massive thank you to my YouTube members and my Patreon supporters, and let's get back to the video.
It's race day in Budapest as we get ready for another round of the Formula One World Championship. We don't expect too many retirements at this track. There are plenty of current and former drivers with flawless finish rates here. In particular, Ralf Schumacher. He made it across the line in all 10 of his Hungarian Grand Prix starts. We're northeast of Budapest for the race today at the 2.7-mile Hungaroring circuit. 14 corners here, 8 to the right and 6 to the left, on a track where downforce is king and passing is notoriously difficult. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, You're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1, so how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
There are three main things to worry about there, Crofty. Positioning, awareness and discipline. First, you have to put your car in a bit of space and make sure you have room to react to what the others are doing. Then you have to watch your mirrors and listen to the sounds around you to get a sense of where everyone is. And finally, just don't get too greedy. Just because a gap exists doesn't always mean you should go for it.
Well, we've scored points in, I believe, the last 2 Grand Prix in a row, but it should be a lot more than that had we not got that ridiculous penalty at the end of the Canadian Grand Prix there. I think we probably would have scored points in about the last 5 or 6 races. So really, really happy with the pace that we've shown in recent times. Normally, of course, I don't really need to overfuel the car on this game. These cars are very, very economical. Apparently for a V10. But Hungary, I remember back on like F1 2020, F1 2021 was notorious for fuel burn. So we'll kind of leave it with a little bit extra in the tank and use it if clearly we need to later on in the day. But ready on the grid then, we line up P14 due to some penalties. It's 5 red lights. A mighty long hole, but it is lights out and away we go there as we try and not bog down off the start. Get a lot of wheel spin, but yeah, that's probably still one of my better ones on this game. Genève, Verstappen, Nakano, all finding a way around me there as there's definitely been some contact. And we've already got one out of the Grand Prix. I think that's, I don't know who that is. Might be Nakano? I don't know. I mean, I can't even get a good look at what's happened there in towards turn 1, but one of the Saubers, I think it might be Herbert, has just careened into the back of, I think that's actually Jos Verstappen. So, yeah, I'm not quite sure how Jos got a penalty for that, but yeah, he's already out on lap 1. Yeah, really not sure how Jos Verstappen got a penalty for that one, but we've got a VSC out, which of course makes no real difference on this game. Just means you can't overtake people, as clearly Barrichello and someone else there further up the road are trying to dispute who gets the place. Damon Hill clearly wanted that P10. Oh, green flag out, and immediately we're going to try and go on the offensive then, round the outside of Ricardo Rossi. Oh, tried to turn in. Figured out that might not be such a good idea, and somehow we'll squeeze by then. Yeah, this car might be very good round here on low fuel. Race fuel, though, it is still sliding around all over the place. Well, David Coulthard then still leading the way at the end of lap 1. Can we try and get a run, though, on Marc Genet? How bad is the straight line speed here? Pretty is the answer to that one. We are going to be in for a long afternoon if we can't make up moves through the middle sector. Luckily, these cars are pretty small, and also Marc Genet apparently can't get the power down off of turn 1. He'll swing defensive on me. Oh, Marc Genet, you got to pick a lane there, my friend. Luckily, we'll try and tip himself back to the apex. So we'll go clean around the outside through turn 3 and 4. A Daniel Ricciardo style move 15 years before it happened. Oh, Nakano, another big wobble. Shinji is really struggling here. Can we try and look around the outside? No. Oh, no, we cannot there. Just get quiet over the curbs, and you can see 5th gear. This car is still sliding around all over the road. You have got to work this car so hard to point it where you want it. I do love the fact, I know I've mentioned it before in this series, but it feels like every race in these cars is a workout. Can't imagine what it was like back in the day. Oh, Nakano there. Desperate to try and keep it on the apex, but he'll pin himself up vulnerable through the next corner, and we've got to try and go for these moves. We've got to try and find a way past him. Go down the inside into the final sector and back up to where we started then in this Grand Prix. But as you can see, yeah, the midfielders aren't really able to run away too much either at the moment. The backmarker cars here, myself and Nakano, have got a real opportunity. I think, yeah, Jan Magnussen up the road trying to make a move on Damon Hill. So, yeah, Stewart St. Jordan's having a real ding-dong for that final point. And Magnussen seems to have got it done. I mean, look at this, though. Hill and Magnussen, they've pretty much been side-by-side for half a lap now. Ralf Schumacher's absolutely got the best seat in the house for it, but I'm not afraid to try and capitalise if we can. The son of a Formula 1 driver versus the dad of another. As we'll go around the outside of 1, maybe 2. No, Jan Magnussen absolutely not going to give us the room there. And Ralf Schumacher, maybe thinking about how he could try and get a couple of places, has gone and lost another. Well, that's the best run I've had on anyone at the final corner. We were just a tenth behind Magnussen as we crossed the start-finish line. By the time we get to T1 though, I've got to dive it down the inside of Jan Magnussen. He tried to turn in, and there was definitely contact there, but it seems like he didn't pick up any damage for it. Barrichello up the road has also picked up a 5-second penalty, so I can only guess that was for the melee down at turn 1. So we might not even need to finish 10th on the road here. I tell you one thing I've just noticed then in this Grand Prix, tyre wear is non-existent here. We're at 4% wear after 8 laps in this Grand Prix, so yeah, we might sensibly not have even needed to pit this afternoon, but we'll certainly go aggressive onto a set of softs towards the end. How is the tyre wear this little? We're on the mediums as Alexander Wirtz into the pits then. First car to blink of the afternoon. Oh, more cars in though, as we went purple through the middle sector that time. So it really does just go to show how fast this thing is through the downforce sections. But Irvine has got the jump on Mika Häkkinen. So yeah, David Coulthard I think is still running away with this at the front of the field. But Ferrari somehow have been able to get back in the mix. Seems like most people were aware then of how good the tyre wear was going to be, because a lot of cars have started this race on the softs. Heinz Frentzen, Michael Schumacher, both into the pit lane then. I think David Coulthard has also pit. So we're now up into P4 then of this GP. I guess all we can really now hope for is a safety car really late on. Oh, that's a shame. That's a real shame. Oh, we got a couple of drivers gone though. What on earth has happened? Okay, so one of the Minardis then breaking down as they make their way through the end of Sector 2, and the Tyrrell has just careened into the back of them. 2 cars gone out of the Grand Prix. A very odd little incident, but unfortunately no full safety car. I guess all that's really done though is completely screw over Eddie Irvine, because I'm sure he was about to get a run past me down the front straight. And now it's going to allow Häkkinen an opportunity just to hang really close to him around the rest of the lap. Well, I'm sure about to see then Eddie Irvine 6/10 back, but I'm sure he'll fly past me. So we make our way down in towards turn 1. That Ferrari, look at that. It's an absolute missile in a straight line related to our car there, and I'm sure Mika Häkkinen as well. Ooh, he's going to find a way past me. I almost stack it into the side of him. But yeah, Häkkinen and Irvine now through. Michael Schumacher then up next. So yeah, Ferrari have actually done a pretty good recovery drive so far. Oh, here we go. Irvine versus Damon Hill at the road as Michael Schumacher's going to fly past me and then slam on the anchors right in front of me down at turn 1. That was rather risky by the Michael there, as Häkkinen knows he's trying to get a run on Damon as well. Not able to complete the move though, and he'll now have to sit behind that Jordan car all lap long. Damon Hill then decides he doesn't want anything more to do with this battle then. I want to immediately peel into the pit lane, so we're going to try and go long and overcut him. I'm sure we're going to see Rubens Barrichello peel into the pit lane as well soon. But yeah, we really want to try and go on to soft tyres for the second half of this GP. But I'm probably not going to try and pit till about lap 25, just on the idea that if we get a safety car, we can really capitalise. Oh, there we go. Yep, Rubens immediately in as well. So Barrichello doesn't want anything else to do with this squabble at the moment, as we've now got Fisichella. I mean, he's done really well here to hang as close as he has to the top runners, so I'm sure he's going to fly past me, which he will. So, oi, Fisichella, big lock up into turn 1, and we again almost run into the back of another car. Well, I tell you what, as we try and push these mediums deeper and deeper into the Grand Prix, starting to get a little bit more slide out of him here and there, but the pace is still looking absolutely perfect. And we're not losing much time at all to Jacques Villeneuve further behind, so this is kind of one of the joys of being in one of these backmarker cars. We haven't really got a lot to lose if we just stay out here for as long as possible. If we get a late race safety car, then, you know, great. We might be able to try and capitalise on it and elevate ourselves up the order a bit more. If we don't, then, well, it was still looking tight whether we were going to be able to score a point here today. Oh, yes! Oh my, that could not come at a more perfect time. But I believe that's Coulthard gone. And look at that then, David Coulthard making his way out of the chicane on the back straight there. And, well, that camera angle's pretty useless, but Coulthard is out of the Hungarian Grand Prix from what looked like a comfortable victory here. 2 years in a row, the Hungaroring has seen late race mechanical failures for the leader. What's the weird thing is, even when you get a VSC on this game, we've still got to keep pushing, or a safety car or anything like that. You've basically still got to be doing racing laps until we make it back round to the pit lane. All I can hope for, well, yeah, it won't really make a lot of difference, will it? Unless the AI get bunched up behind the safety car rather soon, and everyone is told to get a whole lot slower there. But where are we going to re-emerge then in this Grand Prix? I guess we're going to be on softer, quicker tyres than everyone else towards the end. Way too conservative on pit lane entry there, but yeah, Villeneuve and Alexander Wirtz will definitely get the jump on me. Jean Alesi, there was a bit further back. And as we said, we're going to be on quicker tyres than everyone else there, as I believe Barrichello will have taken his penalty earlier on in the day, so he's probably going to be a bit further down the order. Hill will get past me, and we're going to be out ahead of Frentzen. So no idea what's happened to Frentzen here, but we've re-emerged then inside the points. This is absolutely fantastic. Well, with just a handful of laps to go then of this Grand Prix, safety car is about to peel back in, and well, we said after qualifying, Ferrari, maybe this is where their season starts to fall apart. Nope, McLaren, still absolutely the bottle jobs at the moment there. Eddie Irvine will lead the way. Hakkinen in hot pursuit out of the final corner with championship leader Michael Schumacher in P3. And let's just wait and see then what we can do against the AI. We're going to have to go defensive from Frentzen back in towards turn 1. But hopefully very quickly we're going to find out whether we've got an advantage on our much fresher, softer tyres than anyone else. They're double shifting at the first couple of corners. It's not going to make life easier. Surely we can get past Damon Hill and maybe Alesi and Alex Wirtz. Top runners though, yeah, not convinced. Oh, Damon Hill there. Bit of a kick of oversteer through the final corners. And I mean, it was 10th in Austria. It was 9th at Silverstone, I believe. Surely 8th today would continue the pattern then late on in the season. Yeah, but we are getting mighty close now to Damon Hill. It has taken us a couple of laps, though, just to learn what you can get away with on this fresh set of the soft compound tyres. Frentzen, though, certainly hasn't given up on trying to move his way back through. Had a lot of battles with Frentzen this season, considering how good that Williams is meant to be. He really has had a torrid year. Come on, Damon, you're really slowing us up now, mate. Round the outside through the final corner. Certainly don't see many overtakes there, as Damon Hill clearly feeling the pressure. Really had to get his elbows out on the exit, but surely this time we're going to be close enough to go for a bit of a send down in towards turn 1. Try and take him by surprise there. Down the inside will go, and he's hit me.
The virtual safety car is out. Reduce speed and maintain a positive delta.
Of course he has. Damon Hill there saw me go to the inside, still decided he'd turn in, and luckily he has paid the price for it. I'm happy though that we haven't got a full safety car from that, because it's meant that I can still try and apply pressure to Jean Alesi then. Out of the final corner we go. Just 4 laps left of this Grand Prix, and there is still 1, maybe 2 more spots to be had. I think Alexander Wirtz might just about have enough in that Benetton, especially if I drive like that through the first couple of turns. Oh, Jean Alesi. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Lucky not to damage the wing off that one, as Alesi just all over the road out of the final corner. Would allow him to get a bit of a better run back down towards turn 1. Oh, we had a look, but that time around Alesi just about had the legs on me. Sure, he might be a little bit more careful than Damon Hill. But yeah, we don't want to take, it's not that we want to put cars in a position where they crash into me every single time. Well, I mean, Wirtz now seems to be falling back in towards our clutches as well. Down the inside of Alesi in the final corner. Oh, he bang wheels. Alesi, come on, man. You've got to give me something. As that, well, could have very easily been either us losing a wheel against each other or me getting put in towards the wall there, as Alesi will try and storm back past me, though. Whoa, back in towards turn 1. This is getting to be a very, very physical battle late on in the day. 2 laps to go now, and Jean Alesi is really getting the elbows out. We've got to try and find a way to surprise him. Oh, again, almost into the back of that Sauber car through the final couple of corners here, but Jean Alesi is putting up a very, very stout defence at the moment. Certainly not going to be able to try and go for anything down the inside of the final corner. I got lucky once not to lose a wheel. I certainly got no intention of trying it again there, as again That Sauber just gets the run back down towards someone there. Frentzen now is surely sensing an opportunity there as he'll have a look down the inside in towards the first corner. We will give him a squeeze, but we will give him the space more importantly. And now the question is, will there be an avenue around the outside of this Sauber car anywhere on this lap there? I couldn't even tell you who's leading anymore. I know Coulthard's got fastest lap, but I don't know whether he was ever able to get the jump on Eddie Irvine here. But either way, it has been a hammer blow of a day for David Coulthard and his championship hopes here in 1998 there. You cannot hit that curb too often. I'm surprised it hasn't tried to spin me around there as we make our way up through the chicane one final time. This is the part of the track, though, where we are really, really strong against the AI there, kicking the back end out. But Alesi's done the same. Oh, we get to the inside there, and Alesi, he tried to cut across me. We were not prepared to back out of that one, and we finally inherit P7 on the final lap of the Grand Prix here. Just navigate our way through the final couple of corners. Who is your winner in the Hungarian Grand Prix? It is going to be Eddie Irvine and Ferrari that take yet another trophy back to Maranello at the end of the weekend there. But through the final corner, P7 for us, more points on the board. What a race.
So, another excellent win from Ferrari. Talk to me, Ant. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
It was a question of right place, right time today. We were looking at an entirely different race before the safety car came out, but they were able to take full advantage after the field had been bunched up.
Looking at the podium, you can see that red suit familiar to fans across the globe. A world-class win for a world-class team. Ferrari do it again.
Well, there we are then. Eddie Irvine and Ferrari, despite a rough qualifying session, they're able to work their way through and snooker away the points where it matters. Mika Hakkinen splits the Ferraris, though, ahead of Schumacher and Giancarlo Fisichella. Once again, a fantastic weekend for him and the Benetton team there. Somehow, Shinji Nakano stole fastest lap on the last lap of the Grand Prix. I'm not quite sure how he managed that one there. But Damon Hill, David Coulthard, Marc Genet, Jos Verstappen and Johnny Herbert all failing to see the checkered flag. That means championship-wise, Irvine now top of the standings. They're 2 points ahead of his teammate Michael Schumacher. We leapfrog all the way back up to 8th place. They're getting the better of Damon Hill, Ralf Schumacher and Rubens Barrichello. So I think we could be in a fight with those Jordans and Stewarts towards the end of the season as well there. And constructors-wise, well, yeah, with that result as well, we retake Stewart to P7 overall there. Sauber, though, get the jump on me. But yeah, I reckon we could still beat out Stewart by the end of the season there. Ferrari now with a 37-point lead at the top of the constructors. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed. 5 races to go of the season, and next time out we head to one of Formula One's finest, V10s at the Belgian Grand Prix. I am very, very excited for that.